Hi guys, so this is lesson 3 to your writing an email, a complaint email. And during this session, what we're going to be doing is actually putting together your email. So you're going to use fantastic vocabulary that you looked at in the beginning of the slides. Then you are going to use clear paragraphs, and we are going to use discourse markers, which I'll talk to you about in the next slide. But these are simple ways of signaling to your reader that you're developing your ideas further. Okay, so let's have a look at the next slides. So here we go. These are what we call discourse markers, and they are words, as I said before, that just basically tell the reader that you're going to be adding more information or developing your ideas further. They always come at the beginning of a sentence, often at the beginning of a paragraph, and I will be demonstrating to you how you can use them, and you will see how it makes your writing sound that much more professional. Okay, so on the next slide, this is what you will be given something like this in the exam paper, and it's basically just a format there to help you with your writing, and it's just a template. It just looks like an email. I will actually be modeling how I would respond to this question on this later for you. So let's just have a look at the things that I would like to be including in your email. So, have you used vocabulary from the first page? Have you written 3 paragraphs? Have you begun your paragraph with a discourse marker, or have you used discourse markers within your paragraphs? Do you know the name of the person that you're writing to? On this particular occasion, no, you don't. So you will be using sir, dear sir, or madam. So let's start modeling this for you now. So what we have here is a template of an email, and it is the kind of thing that you would be provided with in your exam. So it would just be the format of an email. Now you've got these little boxes here. You don't have to fill them in if you don't want to. You can do if you want to, but you won't be given marks for what you write in these. But if I was going to, I might want to write something like faulty goods. Now, as I mentioned before, we haven't been given the name of the person that we are writing to. So in that case, so dear Sir, Madam, because we don't know who we are writing to, so you always use that. So put a comma after that. Then it would be, I am writing to complain about now I'm going to use the vocabulary that we looked at in the very opening slide. And I'm going to use the word disappointing. So I'm writing about the disappointing standard of service I received in your shop. When I returned an item of clothing I am writing to complain about the disappointing standard of service I received in your shop when I returned an item of clothing last week. So I'm going to create a character now, and I'm going to say it was my brother's apostrophe S 18th birthday, and I had bought him a Nike capital letter hoodie and joggers. Let's put jogging bottoms. Okay. I'm going to use one of my discourse markers now. I'm going to use the word firstly. Firstly, comma. When you use a discourse marker, you always put a comma after it. Firstly, I was flabbergasted. Here we go. I'm going to use the second word from our slide earlier. Firstly, I was flabbergasted by the quality of the clothes. They were washed once. They were washed once. They were washed once, and I followed the washing instructions, followed the washing instructions, comma, but unfortunately, the seams came undone and the zip was broken. On the hoodie. Okay. So let's have a new paragraph now, and you can use another one of those discourse markers. So, secondly, not only was the standard of clothing terrible, comma, I was also, let's use another one of those words, stunned by the rudeness of your staff. Okay, so there you've got an idea of how to structure a complete email. I'd like you to do the rest yourself, but what I just want you to try and remember, so you've got Dear Sir, Madam there, a clear paragraph. I've used discourse markers, so I've got firstly, I've got secondly, I've got a clear paragraph here, okay? So I'd like you to have a go at this yourself. Good luck and keep practicing, because practice makes perfect.